It is a Wednesday. We woke up mid-session, so we're going to take it as we can. My time frame has a fair value gap right here. I'm looking for lows to get tested. This right here is our fair value gap. This is low number one. Another fair value gap there, so it continued. Looked like we had a break of structure here. Fair value gap. I guess in the 1 minute the highs were tested. The lows were failed. Continued up, fair value gap, moved down. Lows were tested, failed, moved up. Fair value gap right here. Based on market direction, we want it to continue high. Because that is current market direction for the high time frame. Volume says all of it's down low, meaning we might want to see it continue low. This is an all-time high, the exception of this stuff over here. Looking at this, where do I think it's going to want to go? We're in price discovery right here. Clearly, it's going to want to try and go higher. We're in an imbalance area right now. What happened the last time? Last time we saw an imbalance. Just like this. We got a whole bunch of volume down low, a little bit of volume up high, and we watched it build volume in between. So it'll continue up, and then from there, we'll see it continue higher because we'll have seen this whole bell curve form, or this whole bell form. Once it's done building right here, it'll probably come down into this range, and then it'll continue higher. Now, what am I looking for session-based trading? Because that is currently what I am working for. It's the session on the best trade possible. Well, we need a better volume profile, which looks something like this right here. We have an imbalance here, and we're on the cusp of this. So what I think is going to happen is I think price is going to fail these highs after targeting either the cleanup of this imbalance here, this peak here in volume, and then it'll continue low, probably hit this, and then build up here. What am I looking for within this range? I'm looking for a large What I'm looking for is one really, really big closure. It'll either continue higher and close above this and continue higher from that point, or it'll go within, close within, and drop. And the closer within and dropping is where we're going to see highs tested after for value gap. And from there, failed, then continue lower, and it'll probably hit within this range here between these 2 points of control via session and London session. This is a large overview, but price has been trying to break out of its habit for a minute now. We've been in a steady uptrend, but every other session takes a dip. So we could see it continue high. If not, it's okay. What am I looking for it to continue low? A test of the highs. and then a drop immediately after. Going based on strategy alone, not even looking at the MACD or the volume profile, we are looking at N4 a fair value gap to form. Because we had a low form here, but it hasn't been tested yet, hasn't been failed. This tells us whether or not it's going to go higher or lower. We have to wait for a low to form, come as close as we can to this, fail, and then continue higher. If it doesn't choose to do this, then we're looking for highs to get tested. If highs are not tested, then we know it's going to continue higher. Type of gist. Okay. But my direction at the moment is screaming that we go down. Even the volume profile right here is saying, hey, yeah, we built up a ton of volume right here and right here. But there's an imbalance right here. And we're thinking, we could move from here down to here, build this up, and then continue higher. But what fun would that be? Right? So I might continue lower and actually continue on roughly down here, which means we're looking for highs to get tested. Within this, fail, and drop. But we have to have highs form. And right now we're in imbalance. So we could see consolidation throughout. I mean, I don't think I've done. I don't think I could have explained this any better. I'm gonna wait before I enter taking a trade today. The MACD is in line with the volume profile. I mean, we're moving up and up and up, way into this bounce area type of gist. We could see retrace back down into this, but we have to wait for a high to get tested. And right now, we're just moving up. That's all it's given us so far. Yeah. Yeah, it's just leaving that big old gap right there, too. Alright, high form, there's some resistance forming. lower, but we have to wait for it. I'm gonna pause the video because I don't want it to be forever just me watching this. I'm gonna keep watching it, obviously, uh, but I'm gonna take my time with it, so I'm not tempted on entering too soon. I'll be right back. Okay, based on market structure, volume profile, and the way it is right now, and the history it's had with close calls right here, I think it is going to continue higher based on this move specifically. Why do I think that? Because we have a fair value gap here. Hasn't formed a fair value gap since. We have a low that's been being tested now. This test was it moving down, stopping, failing, and continuing higher. It's also, per the volume profile, gone from an area of imbalance to the other side of a peak and towards the range where the volume started building. So from here, I want to take a look at the 1 minute because this is important. Because we needed a fair value gap without any other fair value gap forming, which is here. Um, realistically, because we're looking at this fair value gap, which is not that, this right here. Boom. Low form, retest of the low on this end. We wanted it to come down to this. I think it's failed successfully. I think we're going to see another retest of this low in particular, just to make sure it wants to, stop and then continue. If we don't see another retest, I'm very tempted to say, let's take a look at the MACD real quick, because it's confirming it with us that, hey, yeah, we're now in retrace and are about to continue much higher. And this low here was to test this previous just right here on the higher time frame. So we ought to be looking for that. Let's take a look at 5 minute real quick. Yeah, 5 minutes as we're moving up. But we don't know because there's a lot of liquidity right there. So, and that is a well-defined support level for it to continue higher. But it doesn't know what it wants to do because up high is an imbalance area that it could explore, but it would need to build volume to. And if it doesn't have the volume to build within, then it's not going to stick around. So if that imbalance isn't worth sticking around in, the price isn't right for it, then we should see it continue lower. How low? Roughly within this area here. And again, roughly within this area here is our first low after this fair value gap on this 5 minute time frame. So we should see if price does continue low at retest of this, which technically it already has, to push higher. What sense does that make? Day trading sense, kinda. get tested. And that low was made. Very indecisive. Still above the EMA. MACD hasn't agreed with price action yet. Here's the picture. Oh, hello. I think we're seeing that particular option A, where that's an option, and it continues lower. Although this is an acceptance into a balanced area, so consolidation is where it's headed. But technically, that's a low mate right there, which gives us the retest we were after. That retest leaves a footnote in the opposite direction. We know it'll probably continue up higher. Let's go ahead and just do this so we can see it a little better. Bring that down. Blue is here, orange is here. This is there. See on the 5 minute if that looks about the same. It does look about the same. That's this low right here getting tested. Using only the 5 minute, it would give us a stronger confluence. Hey, yeah, price is going higher after this. But we need it to hit, fail, to continue up way higher. How high? Don't know. Just higher. You have to wait for this candle to close, which is in 2-3 minutes. It can go as low as it wants to, but if it closes like within this right here, and then like within this for value gap, and the closure is above this low, we should see it continue higher. Should. I say that, and then it proceeds to continue much, 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 much lower. Let's see what the hour's saying real quick, because I'm curious. It's just one big candle right here. We have yet to make a low, and so it's trying to. That low is probably going to wind up where London sessions POC is, just because this is a bell curve. This would be final take profit for if we were going low. But I'm inclined to think it's not going to do that. And instead, it's going just to test this low and then continue higher from there. Got to wait and see, though. Got to wait and see. is saying we're done with the move up. This is our shift down, but we haven't broke structure nor have we crossed into this yet. And if we do cross into this, it's going to be one big leap over this into this zone right here. We've already missed the best opportunity to, get in up here. So the question becomes, is it crossing there or not? And if it is, where is it targeting? Fourteen seconds for that candle close. Looks like we do have a successful test, but it also looks like we also have a successful breakdown. Alright, so it's broke below that low, which means it has succeeded at breaking structure, meaning we'll be moving into a down move. Does that agree with my strategy? Does that agree with everything? MACD's crossed, so we are moving low according to it. We are in retrace, so that works. But it hasn't crossed here, so false signal. False signals are not to be traded on. Why? Because we could easily go back into reversal. What we want to see is MACD and MACD and price action agree with each other, which I know is not a constant. It's not very consistent. So I want to wait. I want to wait for a well-defined setup. This low right here was tested. It's on the flip side of that right there. At the bottom of that bell curve, which means we could see it continue higher. We're going to move down, which means we should be looking for highs for it to continue lower. The high was tested. So down might be a more apt direction for it. Though we're in retrace on the MACD, we're already below the EMA, so we're looking for either continuance per the MACD. We wouldn't be looking for a cross, we'd be looking for a big red move. That'd be our signal to enter, but it wouldn't be for a long, big trade like I'm wanting to get. I'd be wanting to wait. It is going to move higher. Volume build up and over time. Price move down to begin with. Man, I'm wrong off a jump, ain't I? Yeah, it's moving lower past that. Dang. It's hard to tell within all this because it's just one big consolidation pattern, but 5 minute tells us pretty much what we're looking for. Cross right there, we could have entered. I still think we can. This is a risk I'm willing to take for the sake of learning. We have a value gap right up here. So I'm going to put it just above that fair value gap for the high on the 1 minute. And then on this same time frame, I'm going to take this, boom, drag it right underneath this. See what this risk to reward is. Boom, boom. That is a 1 to 2.79. Do I think that's a possible outcome? Yes. Yes, I do, but I also still think it's a false signal that we could very well lose. If I lose, it's going to be right at that candle right there. If I win, take a look at session to session. Right there. 101.9. Still not a very good one, but to the risk worth taking for the sake of learning. Experience is needed, and experience is what I'm going to get from this. under the false signal that, hey, yeah, price is going to continue lower, I chose to enter this trade. Was it a good trade? Good idea? No, it was not. Was it an impulse buy? No. No, it wasn't. Because I know dang well that I could lose this trade. The entire purpose of this is to figure out what it is doing right now. Okay? Right now, I could easily say it's in consolidation. Why? Because we had a fair value gap, and since we've only had one other, and it's right here, and it's right back to, yeah, that previous. So, where do I think price is going to go based on this? Higher. Why higher? Because we've had two imbalances. The first was in the opposite direction of the second. The second, going lower, says, hey, test the lows. Once the lows have been tested, move higher. But even on lower time frames, as fair value gaps were to appear, we noted that they kept failing. So on the failures, we assumed, and based on the volume profile, hey, we have a ton of volume right here. We don't need to be here. Why? Because we've balanced out. This is our balance area. Well, over time, that volume has been building on the low side of things, and that low side volume over time grants us the ability to say, okay, based on auction market theory, price might want to poke through the bottom side of this balance area, meaning price will move lower into a different imbalance area. From there, we took a trade based on the volume market profile as well as the MACD's false signal in comparison with current price action. We're currently testing the highs off of the previous, this most recent imbalance, fair value gap, and I want to see exactly when it fails and continues to go lower. This is a terrible risk to reward ratio, and I should not have taken this trade. But for the sake of learning, I'm going to risk this and put a theory of my own to the test at the same time. End result of this trade should be a loss. Should be a loss. I'm expecting to lose. On the premise that, I'm going to learn something. Because we've been in a huge move up. A grand move up. But where do I think it's going to go? The next available low, or this imbalance area right here. The only reason it's lower than this imbalance area is because we didn't know about this move until it had happened. So I'm looking, I'm waiting, I'm seeing. There's a huge amount of liquidity right here. I could honestly target this and it'd probably work the same. What would that net me if I were to do that? That would net me a 1 to 3.33. Should I do that? No. Am I? Because I'm expecting to lose, kinda. That's a little bit better of a risk to reward on the high time frame play. And that's solely on the thought that, hey, there's a huge amount of liquidity right here that price might want to sweep past, then continue up higher. The only reason that's a case, the only reason why I think that might be a thing, is because we have per session to session. Let me get that back in the frame. Per session to session, we have a huge amount of volume right here that price might want to be slingshot to, and it's already been pulled to its highest reach before the all-time high. So it's got to go somewhere. Where would it go? Back to point of control. Point of control is down low and much lower than London Sessions point of control. So down is the direction I'm assuming it's going to go in based on market volume profile and the MACD's characteristic candles. These right here. I don't know what the heck you want to call them. These candles specifically, but right here. Volume is much lower on the MACD compared to this, but when in comparison, I mean, it kind of makes a little bit of sense. Market is going to go low. And as a result, we're in this trade. I'm going to pause the video now. I'm going to wait patiently for it to unfold, unwind, undo its thing. And, yeah. Hopefully we win this trade. I'm not expecting to, but hopefully we do. I'll leave it on the 5-minute. I'll even do this right here. So you can see both. You can see both the MACD, what it's doing. I'm going to do this. Boom. You can see the MACD, what it's doing. You can see this and what it's doing, and when we unpause, we'll see whether or not we've won or lost today's trade. I'll be right back. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave a subscribe, comment, and a whole 9 yards of that mess, because you might want to see more. I'm very, 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 very avid at this, and I'm trying my best to get good, as they say. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so we did lose the trade. It consolidated like I thought it was going to do. It was within balance area, and it just kept going in that direction. There's not much else we could have done here. I really thought it would have swung low back over to the bell curve, and it did. It did do just that, but it wasn't a big dramatic thing like I thought it was going to do. I thought it would have continued downward and hit that liquidity sweep, but it didn't. Lesson learned. Don't take trades that don't present themselves within this time frame, kinda, sorta. Next video, I'll be looking into an alternate method to apply volume profile to my strategy, so the two are a little bit more cohesive. Hopefully, with that luck in mind, we will have our setup and a successful trade. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace and chicken grease.